everyone, and welcome back to my channel. We're going to do the long awaited craft room tour. This is the craft room here. I've got a work schedule board on the wall here, and what I do is I put my schedule on for doing my work. My YouTube channel is now my full-time job. It's the advertising that pays the YouTuber. It's nothing to do with the amount of subscribers that they have. It's all to do with the advertising. So on the door, on the outside, what I did was I got the door turned. I got it turned. Normally bedroom doors open up into the bedroom. Well, this one, where the door was, it was taking up a lot of the space. So I've just got it made so that I can just open it up into this hallway. Now I do have some painting to do around the frame where the frame was all changed around. So on the door I've got my YouTube award. When you're a YouTuber and you reach 100,000 subscribers, you get one of these awards. And if the light's not shining, see, at 100,000 subscribers, Alison Russell's Craft channel, you get a silver award. And if you reach 1 million, you get a big gold one of these. You get one and it's gold. I mean, look at my hand. This is big enough as it is being silver. And I've got it attached to my door. And you do get a much bigger one that's gold. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, help me to get the other one of these. Help me to get the gold one. And I need 1 million subscribers for that. So in we go. And this is my craft room. I'll try and keep the camera as steady as I can. Now when we first go in, all the way up here, I've got slimline bookcases. And they are completely secure onto the walls. They're even drilled through the side into the door frame that's here. There's a door frame here, and they're even screwed in through that. Now on this I've got all my little 50-gram balls of yarn that people have been sending. Some I bought myself, but a lot of it has been sent to me. And you'll notice my cake stand. I've got this. Now this was a lamp stand. It had two different sizes of base, and I kept the small base with the longer wire, the longer pole, sorry, not wire. And I just poked all my yarn cakes onto it. I took the lamp off the top. It wasn't working properly. So I took the lamp and the wire off the top, and I just spiked all my yarn cakes onto it. And look at that, it's amazing. Muttley's over there having a sleep. I think he's pretending to be asleep. Now all the way up here, as you can see, I've got all these balls of yarn. I've got some odd yarn cakes, and this is my little vintage doll. Look, she is one of those little vintage toilet roll dolls. She's lost a shoe. I don't know how I managed to get her to lose a shoe, and she is an original little old doll. And I washed all her crochet that she had on her. This little crochet dress was already on her, and a really pretty little hat. I love vintage crochet. And I got her in a charity shop where my sister Sandra lives. It was before COVID. I've only been up there just a few days ago. I didn't get her then, definitely. And I think it was only like 50 pence. It was either 20 pence or 50 pence. And that's all she was. So she sits, put her back up there. She sits up there on that shelf. Now that disc is a big wooden disc, and I just kept it. It was off the lamp stand. I've kept that. I'll probably find a use for it. Now they go all the way up there, and it's not as high as it looks. It's just the camera's making it look higher. Oh, Muttley's moved. And I do have a set of ladders to be able to get up there. So we'll go in and we'll just take a pan of the room. Now I do have the phone on a wide angle lens, and I'll change that in just a few minutes. Now over here the curtains are open, but they're actually blackout blinds. I've usually got them closed, and I keep them closed so it doesn't fade my yarn, and I just use the overhead lights. I've got them open just so that we can see in here a little bit better. So this is my craft room. You can't see very well because the windows are open, but I'll go over there and I'll do some videoing in a minute. Now this is my free kitchen. I got this kitchen on Gumtree for nothing. My daughter and her partner went and they picked it up. It's a beautiful white kitchen units. These are base units. I took the legs off them, and they do still have little black sort of little short stumpy legs, and then you could put this pipe in to make them taller if you had them in the kitchen. And I got that worktop with it as well. Molly giving himself a shake now that he's woke up there. And I did fix that corner over there. The worktop wasn't long enough, but there was another piece that I just had to turn around and it fitted over there. And there's a nice set of drawers. Now there's nothing in the drawers or the cupboards just now because I've not long finished doing the craft room. Look at this little monkey trying to hide underneath his blanket. I've still got some decorating to do, as you can see. Go closer to all this yarn anyway, and I'll show you those boxes that they're in. So I want to thank everyone over the last year and a half that sent me Happy Mail. Now my YouTube channel is my full-time job, and it's kind of like my business really. And I always own a tight budget, and with the Happy Mail, even though you might think, oh my goodness, look at all that yarn, I will use that. I will, because I don't sleep a lot, and I'm at home 90% of the time. Look, he's came to bed. Look, he's going and having a lie down now. And this is Molly. I'm going to show you Muttley. I'll go in so that you don't feel sick with the movement of the camera. Hello, Muttley. Muttley. Hello. Hello, how are you? How are you? Now, I've still got some painting to do in this room. I see you. I see you. Were you sleeping? You weren't sleeping. You weren't there a minute ago. Right, yes, right. Go lie down. Good boy. But my kitchen units that were free give me plenty storage. But like I was saying, that my YouTube channel is now my full-time job, and I will always be on a budget with it. And well, it's not the subscribers that makes money on YouTube, it's the advertising. And if people don't watch the advertising, you don't make any money, plain and simple. So the more advertisements that actually get watched and don't get clicked off, then that's what makes you some money. And you've got to have a lot of advertising before you make a lot of money. Not every YouTuber makes loads and loads and loads of money. The great big channels probably will, but little channels like mine, they make enough to get by. And anyway, so I'm always on a budget, and I'm really thankful, as all YouTubers are, that gets Happy Mail, because it really does help us out. When I'm getting the Happy Mail, then I don't need to go and buy certain yarns. I can use that money to put away and help to get like an upgrade on my camera, like an upgrade on the equipment that I use and that kind of thing. And that's what helps that way. And I really do appreciate, I really appreciate everyone that sends me yarn or crochet hooks and even crochet books. It's absolutely amazing. And I just want to take that few minutes to thank everyone for that. Now, I don't have anything in these cupboards and things at the moment because I haven't long finished doing all that. Now, I got the worktop as well, and all I had to do was just cut. There was an off cut, and I just had to add a piece at the end of it. It wasn't a gift, but I got it for nothing. Do you know what I mean? I got it for nothing, and it's amazing. It's amazing what you can find. I want to thank my friend Jane. My friend Jane, I couldn't get any of the Aldi yarn that was called Brights. There was one that was called Neutral, so little sets of 50-gram balls. And I said that on my video that I did when I was with Sandra and we went to Home Bargains and bought yarn. We also went to Aldi's, but they didn't have much at all and they had none left online. And then this came through the door from Jane. Thank you so much, Jane. I really appreciate it, especially for everyone who sends me hooks, like Claire and Liz, Karen, Glynis, Sue and Susan, and all the other people, if I haven't mentioned your name, and Pauline, and all they send me these little gifts, they send me crochet hooks and things like that. It's really appreciated, it really is. Now, these boxes are 15 by 15 inches, and look at the amount of yarn it holds. This one did have 5, and then it had 5 along. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of 5. That's 25 balls in the front. But you can also, because they're so wide, you can see here, they're 15 inches wide as well. It takes 25 up to 25 at the back. I know that if I come over to these boxes, if I've got 2 of these glitter balls here, as you can see, I've got 2 behind it as well. So a lot of these boxes, the yarn's doubled up. Now, I got these on Amazon and they're storage boxes. They just went under. I put in DIY storage boxes, and it's all wire. There is a really sturdy wire frame on each section. You get these connectors and they just clip together and they are so sturdy. Look at that whole unit is just not moving at all. If you buy these, I'll put a link underneath the video, and I'm not getting paid to promote any of this that's in my craft room at all. When you build these, whether this part, the connector part here, is white or whether it's black, make sure it's flat on the front. Don't have it turned where they stick out this way. All these parts on the front and they're on the back should be flat like this. You can see that they're just flat on like that, and they all connect together. You just push them in until it clicks, and they're brilliant. They hold lots and lots of yarn. I think they were first designed to hold things like shoes and folded clothing as well, but they're perfect for yarn. Look at this, they're perfect for yarn. When you build them, I'll zoom down a little bit, see if I can zoom down. So when you build these, what you can actually do is you can build them like steps as well. You can have 4 along the bottom, then 3, then 2, then 1. So they will fit an angle of stairs. If you have an angle with stairs in it, you can still buy these. If you've got storage space underneath your stairs, you can build them into squares. You can build them in all sorts of pattern ways as well. But look at these are just so sturdy. I'm going to give that a shake. And look at that, it's just not moving whatsoever. The weight of the yarn is just keeping it there. I've made sure I've got plenty space there anyway. And look at all that's on there, and the weight from the top. None of them are bending, none of them are bowing out. As long as you click it all in, as long as you click them all together really tightly, then they'll be fine. They're brilliant storage. These are the larger ones. They're 15 inches by 15 inches. There's a smaller one that's 11 inches by 11 inches. They're a bit cheaper. And they vary in price. There's no point in me telling you the price in it. They vary from, I think it's like $14.99 for 6. And you can pay up to like £28, but you get 16. So it's better if you buy a whole load. Over here I've got 4, 8. This section here is 16. This section here, this whole section was 16. I think it was 24.99, and I got that whole section of click boxes. I'll leave a link underneath in the video anyway if you want to have a look at that. Now my storage, like I said, was my kitchen that I got for free. There's nothing in them. There's no point in even opening up. There's nothing in there. Now over here I've got an IKEA shelving. It was for the bathroom. It was to put in the toilet, but so I brought it in here and I just use it for some wool. That was £8.99 in IKEA. Great if you have some units and you've got a bit of space. You could get some of these and just pop them in a long line and you can pack them up with some yarn. Great for that. Now this chair, I got this chair about 6 years ago in a second-hand shop. They were selling all this stuff and the money was going to the homeless. So I got this for £5. Absolutely amazing. The most comfortable chair ever. Don't even need a cushion on it. It's just so comfortable. And it's brilliant. I've just had at one point had to change the wheels, and that's it. That's all I've had to do. This is my computer setup, and I'll show you some of this. I've got this extending arm that takes a large camera. You can put a microphone on there as well. It's called a boom arm, and this is a newer product. And I've got it attached to the window frame, and it is in there really solid. You can attach these plates to your desk. You can put them on your window frame. You can screw them and drill them into the wall as well. But mine's is solid. It's absolutely solid. It's a camera, it's shaking. It's not that. Now what this has is, if you work here, the intentions were to put this arm in that space there so that I could pull it down over the top of my work. But it works just the same here. I'll try and get it in. There you go. They're not expensive. It was only about £28 or something like that. And if you're on Amazon and if you find one that's got like a percentage off, or you can get like a £10 voucher with it, you just tick the little box with them, and there's a lot of the items that you can get a lot cheaper than you think. This is aluminium. It's not solid heavy, but it is so, I'll just loosen this just a little bit so it moves a little bit more. Look at this. You just put it up, turn this handle here. There's a handle here. You turn this and that holds it in position. Now it's also got a screw here. I'm going to move this down a little bit. I've usually got this set so that I can pull it down. There we go. And it'll just sit where I want it. This is great if you use an overhead camera. Now you just unscrew this bit here. This bit holds this bit. And look at this. Totally telescopic. Look how long that goes. Not that I need it that long, but look how long it actually goes. It's fantastic. And you can have a camera on there. You can even clip on a microphone if you want. So I don't think it'll go right over to my other desk, but you can still point it that way. I don't need it that far. But when I was in the other room, this is what I used to use. It was on the wall. Now there's a connection here for turning this. It turns this, and there's also a little ball joint on there that turns that, and that fits on to a webcam. You can put a different screw on there and it'll fit onto your big microphones. It'll also take the weight of a large camera. So if you do a lot of vlogging and blogging, you can have one of these. You can put it on the wall in front of you and you can have the camera directly there. And then you can move it around whenever you want. It is so versatile. I'll just loosen it a little bit, just so I can get it back up. And then you just push it back up and tighten up that handle there. And it just sits there. It doesn't go anywhere. It moves this way, right and left as well. Can't see because of the light. Now, one of the biggest hazards of filming, don't film when there's a light in the front of your camera, because it totally makes everything else dark. So this unit, it can move left and right as well. You can see that. These are great to have. If you don't have a lot of space, but you're near a window, you can put that there, tuck it away at night, or when the family are doing something, and then bring it over your work table again during the day. Now what I have here is, this is a newer arm, and so is this one here. This is the company, it's called Newer, and they make all these different arms. Well, it's the same arm, but they make different connections for them. This one has a connection to hold this big microphone. Now I added, I'll pull that around, this is the way I work, I just pull that around. This arm is so bendable, it bends in all different directions, it clamps onto your desk, so you can clamp it and unclamp it if you need to. It goes a full 180 degrees, so it'll spin right all the way around if you want it. Now you can get these for microphones, for webcams, for cameras. This one is for a camera. This has got my little webcam on there, but this will fit my camera as well, a bigger camera. And what these do is, look at this, they just bend in all different directions. It twists around and just push it right over there out of the way. And it's the same with this microphone, and that's why a lot of people have noticed that I've got better quality of sound. It's this microphone. I just need a really good webcam, but it's all upgrading, isn't it? And it just takes time. It takes time to do that, and they bring out different ones. The reason I keep using the Logitech webcam is because it's got a software that shows up on your screen, and when you're videoing, you can just look on your screen and you can see what your hands are doing, and that way it's a lot easier to adjust it now. So I'm getting a lot better quality in my pictures as well. But they've brought another upgrade on this one. They've brought another camera that's specifically for vloggers and bloggers and YouTubers, and it's a lot smaller, but it's just as powerful. And so that's maybe like my next step up, is that. And these arms are brilliant. They just clip onto your desk anywhere. You can clip this onto a windowsill if you need to as well. You can click them onto sturdy shelving, and it'll bend down over the top of where you work as well. Now I've got my books up there, I've got a little bit of weight on that shelf. So I was thinking of taking this arm and connecting it to the shelf, and that way I don't need to keep my drawer open. If I put it here, there's not enough space because of my desk, but it's fine there, and I just move it out of the way when I'm not using it. And it's the same with the microphone. Now the microphone, Molly's just woke up. The microphone is called a Blue Yeti. It's called a blue, even though it's red, it's called a Blue Yeti. I've got that wire twisted around there. It's really heavy and sturdy, so this arm is taking the weight. And yes, it does take the weight of it. A lot of people say that, oh, theirs is bending. They're just not doing this tight enough. They need to make sure, there's another one here, you need to make sure that one is really, really tight, and it will hold it. This is called a spit guard, a filter, a pop filter. I call it a spit guard, because when you're talking to people, the filter here, it's like nylon. It's like nylon stockings, actually. It's like nylon pantyhose or your nylon tights. That's what that's like. And what it does is it filters the sound, so you don't get a lot of snake noises or like puh noises when people speak. When they say the S, when they say S and puh, it doesn't come out of ps and puh like that. And that just bends over. I bought that as well on Amazon. I'll put links under the video if you want like these individual little bits, and it just clips onto that arm. I'll put a link in for this arm and a link in for the newer company. They're brilliant, that company. And I'm not getting paid to do this, by the way, either. So you can get the Yeti microphone on Amazon as well. It's much more cheaper than it used to be. Now it's called a blue Yeti, even though it's red, but it says blue there, even though it's upside down. You can turn this up the other way as well. You just turn this whole thing up the other way. Now this is called I call it a shock pad, because it's a little shock plate that's got all this elastic on it, and when, as you see, if that moves, the microphone doesn't move, and you don't hear a shaking noise when you're doing your video either. Now I use an old tower. I've got this old tower. I've got this tower, and this is what I use. This desperately needs upgraded. I desperately need to upgrade this to one that's got a faster processor, a bigger hard drive, so I can save a lot more of my stuff on there instead of putting it on external hard drives. It runs these two monitors as well. Now I had this is not cat size, by the way. This is speakers. These monitors are so old they don't have built-in speakers on them. So I had to buy external speakers. If you've got a laptop and the sound is not very good, they are what's called plug and play. You just plug them into your laptop. These ones are plugged into the back of the monitor, and it gets its power from there. And look at these. They look like, the way I've got them, they look like cat's eyes. You come in here at night and it's quite scary, because I do keep the curtains and the blinds closed so it doesn't fade any of the yarn I've got up on the wall. I've got one here that when I'm doing my editing, I can still get online with this one. I can get online with this one here. It's quite easy to set up too. There's lots of YouTube videos on how to do it. Took my time to do it, but I managed to do it. Now, even though this is in the screen, look at this. This can move right away out of my way. It can move right out of my way, and it still stays there nice and sturdy. And I can still do my video on, look at books, go on the internet, do all that kind of stuff. Now, if you've got your eye on this, this is a project that I'm working on. I'm doing a fillet. Do you remember when you did the Call the Midwife blanket? Well, I'm doing the pattern, the square box part of it. I'm not doing the pattern in the middle, and look how pretty this has turned out. I am loving doing fillet crochet. I've always liked all the fillet crochet and the fillet knitting that my mum used to do with all these little holes, and it makes such a pretty pattern, and it's so easy. So you do your stitch, you chain one and skip a stitch, then do your next stitch, chain one and skip a stitch, and that's what makes all the little holes, and you can make them into a huge variety of patterns, absolutely huge. I'm also doing this. I'm making this for myself. This is I'll see if I can get the pattern to show up. I'll put it over there where that white is. Look at that. I'm doing this. It's just a 5 chain and 4 treble crochets in there, and it's making this lacy pattern. I'm going to make a nice warm neck warmer, and it'll be really pretty and fashionable looking as well, because it's starting to get cold here. So I'll come back a bit. I want to show you this desk. Again, I got this desk, not those drawers. This desk is 1.5 meters wide. It goes right away back behind there, and it is so deep there that I managed to get a set of drawers and still have room for my feet. And those drawers are not even pushed right back. It's a really old desk, and I got it on Gumtree for £20. £20, and it's all pine, and it is solid. It is solid. So when my son was moving all his stuff out into his new flat, he had a hire van, and I asked him if he would go and get that because there was somebody selling it. It was only £20, and we had to him and his friend, we had to take it to bits. When they brought it home, they brought it round the back of the house, and lucky it wasn't raining. We had to unscrew all the sections to get it up the stairs. It was so heavy, and for £20 is absolutely amazing. Amazing. So it is brilliant. So that's my work desk, 20 quid. These drawers were half price, so I think they were only like 15.99 a set in Argos. So like I said at the beginning, 90% of the stuff that's in this craft room, it was either free, half price, or a ridiculous price like 20 quid for this. Now up here, look at my little minion. He's doing some crochet. Look, he's pinched a crochet hook and he's got some yarn and he's doing himself some crochet. Look at that. It's unbelievable. Anyway, these are the wall cupboards that came with the kitchen. I took the doors off. So there's one here and there is one tucked in behind there. Now, to bridge over the top here so I could get my monitor further in, this is the corner part of the unit. That would actually stand up and down at the corner of the unit in your kitchen. But I've turned it that way to use as a bookcase. It's brilliant. There's another little minion up there. I love these ones. These ones are made of silicone. Saying hello. I love these. You squeeze the tummy, and if you're a kid, they're supposed to be for kids. Look, look. You stick your finger in his mouth and the dogs love it. It makes different noises when you put your fingers in their mouths. It's so funny. I think they're fantastic. Muttley hates them. Muttley absolutely hates them. He barks his head off at them. He hates them. He doesn't like them. So he's just standing up there with a little crochet hook. Now, I've got all my workbooks. Everybody says, where do you get your ideas from? Magazines, books, the internet, Pinterest, everywhere. And a lot of the time, it's just in my head. I've got some of my cards hanging up. I've not got all of them. I've got a box that I keep them in. Now, I've got all my crochet books. I love crochet books. I love vintage. I love really old crochet books. When you're in the charity shops and you find one from the 70s, it's absolutely amazing. Now, in these folders, I've got a lot of old patterns. If I can bring one down with one hand, I'll just pop it there. See if I can get this one open. This to open up. So I do have some modern patterns. That one's came out. I hate these things for them coming out. I really wish they would make a folder where the eyelets don't come out of the spaces. But look at this. These are some really old crochet books. I love these old crochet books. Look at that. And I just love these ones. Are all from the 70s. It's a new one, but these really old ones. I do have some new crochet patterns. I do still have some new ones, but look at all these old ones. Look at these ones. I need to pop that up and show you this. But look at these. Look, that is one of those really old crochet dolls with where you put your toilet roll under. And I'm going to pan up here. And I don't know if I can zoom in. I can't zoom in. But right there is one of those original toilet roll dolls. I'll show you that when I get to it. But I love all these old patterns. They're great. Old patterns. Some of them are new, like I said. But look at this. Look at this. This is from I think this is from the 60s. This one. It's from the 60s. And that is the Crochet Pattern Club. I love these old books. I really do. So I'll just fold all that back over. fold that back over. Look at these ones. These are old ones. Look at this. These are from the 70s. Absolutely. I think it's a 60s style, but done in the 70s. So that's what's in there. Now, these, I've got even older ones. I've got the ones that were all printed in the, like the black and the silver, and those ones where they're really old, and a lot of old fillet crochet books as well. I've got a couple of old crochet books. I love them. Here is under shelf baskets. Now, a lot of these are for inside your cupboards. You just slide them on there. These two can join, but these ones are not. These are the cheaper ones, and you can't join them. You could put those plastic ties on them. Do you know, like those ties you pull really tight? You could put those on and join a couple of them together, as long as you don't put too heavy stuff in it. But it's great for taking up a little bit of space. And I don't mind that these have been old kitchen cupboards. They're not even that old, actually. When I got these, they were so clean. It was unbelievable. If I was able, do you know, I would have... I was really thinking of putting it in my own kitchen and then bringing my old, super old kitchen up here. And but I didn't do that. But anyway, I've got... in here, I've got some projects. I've got these drawers under here. This is my cupcake blanket. Look at that. I'm doing a tutorial for this. Super cupcake blanket. I've got another little... do you remember I did the Bendy Road? This is where we got the idea of that stitch, where it's big and then goes smaller. It's in a stitch called the wave stitch. And I actually first done that on the wall hanging that I was making, that was in the video, the yarn haul that I got from Home Bargains. I showed that, and that's where I got the idea of doing this long blanket in it and that winding road, because it's just big and little stitches. It's great. So that's my project drawer that I've like still to video. I've got some more folders. I've got some yarn in there because that's all the pastel colours from those blankets. I've got my little basket here that I carry up and down the stairs. Now wait till I show you this. My friend Liz showed me how to do the log cabin. It's called a log cabin, and I've done it in pastel shades. Look at this. It's done in a sort of L shape. You do a section in one colour and then you do the next section. I'm going to do a video on that. There is a few on YouTube already, but I'm going to do a video in my style. I've done it in pastels, and what I've managed to do with it is I don't have any colours joining up with each other. You could do this one blue and have a blue square, but then you might as well just go around and around. So on this one, I don't have any two colours touching each other. So I've got white, mint green, blue, yellow. I've got pink and lilac. But over here, I've done it the opposite way. I've got the yellow, the pink, the lilac, the green, and then the blue. I did it the opposite way from in here. I'm going to keep the white to do my last few rounds, right around the whole blanket in white. But I'll do that as a little project as well. I'll put that back down there. Now this is my work desk. This is where I drink my coffee. Oh, I've not got it on my doily. I'll need to put it on my doily. I've got another little minion here. And up here, look at him. He stole a ball of wool. I've got this one. Look at that. He's been messing around in the wool. Oh, I want to show you this. Wait till I move this. Now, if you do a lot of vlogging and blogging and things, or you do a lot of talking face to face, and a lot of people do the videos where they just show you the yarn and that they've bought. Well, look at this. This has got a light on. Yep, I think I've unplugged it. Yeah, I've pulled the plug out. I need to plug it back in. But anyway, that light goes on and it goes all different shades of brightness. But what it also has on it is, look at this. You can actually fit a camera or a webcam onto this. you can get fitments that hold your mobile phone. So all you need is this is really strong for clipping. So you can have a light and you can have your mobile phone on it and you can have it in the front of you. And the light will just give you some light on your face. And you can have your camera on and you can do your videos. It's great. Just stick it to your shelf, stick it to your desk. It's brilliant. Now on this wall is just decoration. I've got a world map. I think this is cool. I've got a world map and I have New Zealand, Sydney, Australia, Perth, Australia, New York, Scotland and Finland. I just picked some places. So I've got Scotland and New York for America up there. I've got little pins in my map to where I've been. I've got a couple there in America because I have been over to America a few times as well. So this is where I do my accounts. Because my YouTube channel is my full-time job, my business, I've got to keep account for the accountant and for the taxman. If you earn even 1 penny on your YouTube channel, you have to declare it to the tax. If you're in the UK or America, you have to tell, or any country, you have to tell your tax that you're working from home or whatever and that you're earning money from it. And that way they'll decide whether you need to pay tax or anything. But one tip with that is everything you buy, no matter what it is, whether it's a pair of scissors, a crochet hook, a folder, even secondhand books, even like your desk, your chair, your paper for your printer, your computers, every single thing that you use for your business, your yarn, your shelving, everything like that, note it all down. Note it all down in monthly accounts, and then that way you can give it to an accountant, or you can tell the tax man if you do self-assessment. Tell the tax man every single thing you've bought, even like that lamp. Every single thing I've bought in this room is all documented for the tax man. Right down to the chairs, the seats, even if you buy a cushion to sit on for comfort. Every single thing goes in, whether it's a pencil or a pen or anything like that. So over here, I'm going to show you these. Let's get Muttley out of the way. But make sure you don't spend more than you actually make on your channel. You don't want to run at a loss. Look at this. Look at this for the love of vintage crochet. Now look at that. It just shows you how old crochet is. I'm going to sit down. I've got a seat here. I'll sit down and I'll show you some of these. Now look how old this is. All this fillet crochet, make a lampshade. I think this is from... It's got 10 shillings, if that's what that means, but then in brackets it's got 50p. So I know that this was printed in the 70s because that's when UK changed to decimal. But this is a reprint. This is a reprint of a book from, I think it's 1930 or somewhere like that. There's an old knitting pattern in there. But look at this. This shows you how old crochet is, and crochet stitches. Look at that. So if you think, oh look, I've made a pansy crochet border, but look at that, in the 1930s they already had a crochet pansy border. Look at these little flowers. This fillet crochet is beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. And I've got this one. Now look at these. If you did these and put them onto a great big embroidery hoop, or you could do that pattern and use t-shirt yarn and make that into a rug. You can make these into plate. I think this is what it's for. It's for plates and cups. It's coasters. Now this has got 4D on it, so I know this is pre-decimal. So this is way before the 70s. It might have been a reprint, but I don't think so. It would have like our decimal currency. It doesn't tell you. It's just printed in Manchester. But look how old that is. And they're doing these today. They're doing all these in new yarns, and they're putting them into big embroidery hoops or making them into dream catchers. Even if you see some of these in the charity shops, if they're nice and clean and complete and there's no breaks in them, you should bring them home and then stitch them in to a hoop. They make beautiful dream catchers when you get original doilies in some of the charity shops or your family. Now, this magazine, I would love to get some more of these. This is from Crochet Monthly. Oh, these books, this says it's a monthly. This is issue 21, 75 pence. Now, I think these are from the 60s and 70s, or it might be the 70s and early 80s. It's called Crochet Monthly. If this is issue 21, there's got to be another 20 issues to this. I would love to have some more of these. But if you have any of these in your attic or in your garage, then please email me. I would love to have some more of these old magazines. Now, you can hear Muttley in the background. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. I am going to make one of these because I absolutely love this. I think it would, even though these were made with a cotton yarn, almost like string, they were used to put on the top of your sideboards, your drawer sets, your tables. So if you put a vase on there, a vase of flowers or a big bowl of fruit, it wouldn't mark your table. It's absolutely beautiful. So that one is. And look how old these stitches are. That's called a wheat stitch. That's usually, I think that's a pineapple stitch. And look at these beautiful flowers as well. I think this will be beautiful done in the Home Bargain sparkle yarn that I got. And I'm going to get a embroidery hoop, a large, at least one that's at least, I think I'll do one that's maybe about 20 inches wide. I want a big one. I want to hang it up on my wall. Some parts of my wall, as you can see, are white. So even if I did that in a dark yarn, even like maybe like a really deep purple or even a black, it will stand out amazing on that wall. And anyway, these are beautiful books. I love these. I love fillet crochet. I love all that. This is what fillet crochet is. Now that blanket that I showed you with the grey one with the squares on, that's classed as fillet crochet as well. Anything that's got little holes where you fill it in, that's why it's called fillet. You fill in the spaces, or you can leave them like an open mesh like this. Look at that one. Absolutely beautiful. It really is. I think I need to look on eBay and see if I can find. That's where I got this one. It was in a bundle. Look at that. That is, even, do you know, if that wasn't there, I would have cut that out as a picture and put it on my wall. It's beautiful. I think I might do that to the back page. I think I just might cut around that. But it tells you how to do it. It's got the written patterns in there. Look at these. They're absolutely stunning. I think they're beautiful. And there's the pattern. And do you know something? I can follow this. A lot of people are like, I can't even follow a written pattern, never mind a graph, but I can. And somehow, I don't know why, my brain just works all that out. It just knows that these are chains. It knows that these are treble crochets. It knows that these are 3 treble crochets to make a cluster. And you do that all the way around. Then you've got your chains along here. And it's just, these are double trebles to get the bigger space. And you've got all your chains. So here you've got like maybe like 7 treble crochets, and then you chain 5, 7 treble crochets, chain 5, and so on all the way around your work. And that is how you follow these graphs. It'll tell you in the book what the stitch is, And if you write it down and have it with you, you could easily try and follow these. Go simple though, don't go don't do something as complicated as that. But I love doing work from graphs. Look at that. What would that look like on a big oval on your wall? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Look at that one. That's amazing. You could make that much bigger for a table. Do you know, it is so beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Anyway, enough of these old magazines. This one is from, I think this is a 2014. I got some of these magazines from Sandra, and Sandra's got a lovely big second-hand store near her, and she goes in there quite a lot just to have a look. And if she sees any crochet books or magazines, she picks them up for me, and she just either sends them or I collect them. Look, this is from 2014, so we're nearly going into 2022. So this is what, 7, 8 years old, nearly 8 years old, 7.5. And a lot of the patterns are all just coming back when you do all these older ones. This is amazing. And she's got me all these old Crochet Now magazines. I love all these really old. Some of them are fun, some of them are funny. And you think, look at the way that they used to do it. Anyway, Motley's got himself a little box that he's chewing up. I've still got the drawers. Like I said, I've still got the drawers to build to slide into here. I've never got around to doing it. Got myself a bundle of crochet hooks that I'm going to do a little review with. I've got ones that cost $4.99, ones that cost maybe about $8.99 a set. I've got ones that were a bit more expensive, just to see a little. Do you know what it's like? These are just like your normal aluminium crochet hooks, and then they've put all that silicone on them just to see if it makes any difference at all. And it's always worthwhile if somebody does a little review, and that way you don't have to. Now, my lamp I got out of IKEA. I got this out of IKEA. It was like on sale, as everything mostly is. It was reduced. He's got such a mess with that cardboard. Look at that. That's cardboard. You ripped up the Amazon box. I got a little Amazon delivery, and he's taking the box, playing with his ball. Anyway, this light was reduced to £2.75, or it was £3.50. It was well under £5 anyway. Amazing. And the only thing is, I didn't keep the receipt for that, so, but I can still put it into my accounts that I bought it, because it is there. If they ever do a check-up on your tax, at least you know that you've got all these items. Even my clocks that are on the wall, I even put them down, because that is part of my office. That's so I know what time it is all around the world. And that just brings me back to these bookcases that I showed you at the beginning. And there's that doll. There is that little vintage doll that you put your toilet rolls. There is a toilet roll in there that you put your toilet rolls in. She's a proper little vintage doll from the sort of 60s and 70s. And I think that's original. I gave that a wash when I got it. I got her in a second-hand shop up where my sister lives. I think I paid 50 pence for it. It was 20 pence, something like that. Like 20 cents if you're in the USA. And again, I've got my... oh, I hate that Coca-Cola beer. Anyway, yeah, I'll put them in that jar just to keep them there out the way. A bit cruel. But that is my craft room. And remember what I said about that being a lamp stand, that was an old lamp stand. And it's great for just using the spike and putting all your yarn cakes on. And that is my craft room tour with my free kitchen that I got. Absolutely amazing. Just remember and go on Gumtree for your area, or even the Facebook Marketplace, and have a look and see if there's anybody giving stuff away that you could get for, and give it all a little clean for your craft space. So thank you very much for watching. please help me click on that subscribe button. Help me to get that other gold award. Help me to get up to 1,000,000 subscribers. And if you click on the bell icon that's just down there, YouTube will tell you when I put up another tutorial. And one more thing before you go, to all the people who has sent me Happy Mail, all of you, I don't think I would even remember all of your names. There's been so many. Thank you so much. It really is appreciated. It really helps me stick to my budget as well. And look at all that beautiful yarn I've now got for all my projects. So that is a good year's worth of projects, all of that. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.